So I have officially, I look rough, made it back to the United States, back to San Diego. I got back last night at around 10 o'clock. 30 hours of traveling, 3 flights, 3 continents, one amazing, beautiful trip. It was life-changing as I expected to be, you know. It wasn't as overt as I expected it to be, but definitely made me think about a lot of things and think about who I am and appreciate where I am and where my ancestors came from and the involuntary sacrifices that they made for me. And outside of that, just connecting with my people, you know what I mean? Like, I come from a strong people, and they use this as a ploy to, you know, get African Americans or Africans from other countries to buy from them. But a lot of the vendors come up to you and, you know, be like, too black, too strong. And it's true, like, too black, too strong. And I realize I come from a really strong, powerful people, you know what I mean? With a lot of pride, with a lot of ingenuity, with a lot of intellect, you know. It's just beautiful. I met some amazing, amazing people, you know, from all walks of life with varied opinions, but, you know, contributed to how much I enjoyed the trip and contributed to my learning on the trip. And I'm so grateful to have had this experience. I'm so grateful to have gone, you know. I'm truly blessed. Like, I'm grateful for what I have, going to a lot of the villages and seeing a lot of the children, and, you know, I'm blessed to even have an apartment with lights on, you know, with running water, with water I can drink from the tap if I so choose to, without fearing being sick or getting sick, you know. Like, I'm grateful for those things. But beyond that, like, you know, beyond the impoverished parts of Africa that we saw, like I mentioned before, like, the pride of the people is just something that, like, really, really touched me, and, like, something that I really want to encourage my people here in the States is have that pride, you know. Like, and just people in general, just African people, we complain about so much as a country. California, especially when it comes to education, not having enough resources, not having this, having too many kids in class. I can't properly teach, blah, 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 blah. I went to schools and seen teachers who had nothing in their classroom, who children had to share pens, yet they still got up there and taught. And these kids were disciplined, and they did their work. They were respectful, you know what I'm saying, intelligent. Like, that's the kind of stuff. They complain about lack of resources. I went into a computer class where the teacher was teaching computers from a printout screen, and the kids were taking avid notes. I'm talking, like, not even high school kids, you know? Like, so we complain about a lot of this stuff. We complain because our tap water has a lot of calcium in it. Well, their tap water can cause malaria. You know what I mean? But you don't hear them complain about stuff that as much as we do with a lot of the amenities that we are blessed to have in this country. So that's something that I took away from the trip, and that they're prideful about it. They're prideful in who they are, where they come from, their history, their heritage, and I'm proud to come from such descendants, you know, and be a part of such a race of people. It was a great experience. Taught me a lot about myself. Like I said, the life-changing aspect is more internal than anything, you know. Like, I want to instill the value of education because I see how we take it for granted, and how some children that we saw weren't able to do so, weren't able to have an education, you know, and how they learn or go to school because they see it as a necessity, you know, as an obligation, and they don't feel like they're forced to do. Even though if they feel like they're forced to, they still do it because they know that's the key to moving on. The key to a better life is knowledge. And not so much a material possession, better life, but knowing, being, you know, well-rounded, knowing the world, knowing things, you know, it helps. You know, I enjoyed the fellas that I met on the trip, some of the young ladies. It was just amazing. Like, I know I'm rambling at this point. It's just a great experience. I want to travel some more. Like, hopefully they go to South Africa next year, and I want to go on that trip. If not, yo, Kia, I'll see you next year, because my goal is to at least attempt to travel abroad to a different country every year. So gotta put that in motion. That's on my to-do list. So I'm just, I'm up early. It's like 7 o'clock right now. And I know I'm gonna be tired during the middle, once it gets to the middle of the day, but I got stuff to do. And I'm so grateful again for everybody who helped me in this trip, monetarily, you know, words of encouragement, whatever your part was to make this trip a reality for me. I really appreciate it. To my mom and my dad and my grandparents, aunts and uncles, I'm truly grateful for your contributions to this trip and just being so supportive and, you know, wanting me to go on this trip, you know, not thinking that it was a huge, you know, not, I don't know how to explain it, but knowing that it was a need and that it was a want and wanting me to go on this trip as much as I wanted to go on this trip, and I appreciate that. I love you all. To my cousins, to my friends and family, thank you for just affording me the opportunity and thanking me for just wanting to go. And this, I'm thanking you, Mr. Cummings, you right there, Marcellus Cummings. Thank you for your tenacity and your desire to want to go and going with the open mind and coming back, you know, with the clearer picture and clearer vision of where your people came from and who you are and what you aspire to be. And, you know, on this trip, like, parts of it probably came off as cocky, other parts of it probably came off as just confident, but like I'm grateful to God for allowing me for building the confidence in my abilities and what He's blessed me with and what I do and what I say, and just that, and having that being reaffirmed by people and some of the faculty and professors and even some of the students. You know, a lot of the things I said and did on the trip weren't for accolades or anything. It was just me being me, you know. And I thank God for allowing me to be me and that to be appreciated. With that, too black, too strong. Rasta man, Rasta man. Nah, I go as like it's basically welcome. And our tour guide, every time he wanted to get our attention, he would be like, I go, and we would be like, I may. Kind of, so he know we were all listening. So I'm gonna miss Damba and Redeemer. They were like amazing tour guides. Redeemer whips a bus like no other, probably better than most people can whip cars. So it was just an awesome experience. I have a lot of video, a lot of pictures to share. I'm just grateful. Like, to sum up what I got from the trip is being grateful. And not grateful because I've seen the poverty in Africa or anything like that, but just grateful for the experience and grateful for seeing the type of people that I come from. You know, and it's deeply embedded. Like, you can, and I said it before in an earlier blog, like, you can just see the swag and how that, and I hate the word, but it's the word that best describes the similarities between the African men and African American men, and just how that it just transcends the whole diaspora, and it's just crazy, you know, that pride, that, you know, that confidence, that diligence to want to do better and be better and succeed. And I've seen a lot of that in various aspects of the trip from my people, you know what I mean, and I'm grateful for that, because it's like, you know, we all have a story, we all have some type of background, and knowing that, and the way that they think about slavery. Here in America, we use it as an excuse. Oftentimes, we use it as an excuse to not succeed or not to do as well as we can. But, you know, the way that they think about it is it was a small part of our history. A small part of our history, yes, that has some residual effects, but we can move past it and still be a great people and still go back, you know, to how we were in times past, you know what I mean? So, like, not dwelling on it and learning from it. And I think that's another big thing. And just, you know, I learned so much. I could probably go on for a while, just my experience and thinking about my experience and, you know, how that affects me and what I want to do. And I pray that my family and others have an opportunity to at least visit the continent and see where you come from and just experience it outside of what you see on TV, outside of the Feed the Children campaign, or, you know, the African cats or the safari. Because quite honestly, I didn't see any wild animals but goats and dogs. Like, I didn't really see anything else. You know what I mean? So just knowing that we come from a people who are great, great, and that what we see in America, what we see in California is only a very small portion of the world. You know, and my goal is to at least visit every continent, including Antarctica, at least once, and just kind of get that experience. So with that, I am done with my video blog. I didn't record any of the travel except for when we were in the Ghanaian airport. Not Ghanaian airport, the airport in Accra, because I was just over video and filming and picture taking. I was at that point ready to get home. But yeah, I'm gonna put it all together and hopefully show you all what I have. God bless you and thank you.